Meanwhile, the Yankees struggling in the AL East. Detroit Tigers surging. Yesterday, the Tigers passed 500 for the first time in the month of June, which is good because we're running out of days. Today, they wanted to keep climbing against Milwaukee at home in the Motor City. First inning, Alan Trammell, simple pop-up. Ernest Riles, mine, should have brought the sunglasses. He loses it in the sun. Trammell ends up at second base, and it would cost the Brujas. He moves to third on a ground out. The Darrell Evans singles to left center field, and the Tigers lead it 1-0 in the second inning. Rookie pitcher for the Tigers, Eric Burger King, has won his way, but unfortunately, catcher Dwight Lowry can't handle it, and Ogilvy scores. We're tied at 1, but the bottom of the second didn't matter. Against Danny Theory Darwin, Tom Brookins, base hit to left center field, although Robert Yount makes a nice effort to cut the ball off before it hits the wall. Dave Vodka Collins scores. It's 2-1 Tigers. Still in the second inning, Sweet Lou Whitaker is up, and he nails this Darwin offering way back. Back, gone. 2-run home run, 5-run second, 6-1 Tiger lead. In the seventh, it's 8-4 Detroit. Chet Bitter Lemon racks one off the glove of Dale Swain. Kirk Gibson scores 9-4, and Detroit goes on to win game one of the double dip by a score of 9-5, which at the time gave him a 5-game winning streak. But Higuera and the Brewers came back in the second game, winning 3-1.
Well, the Oakland A's are ensconced rather comfortably in the basement of the American League West. Right now, interim manager Jeff Newman is running the show, but the very hot rumor is that the former Chi Sox manager, Tony La Russa, will shortly take the Oakland job. La Russa's old club left Oakland today, putting a little bit of overtime in on the timesheets today, but doing rather well, thank you. The first pitch to Carlton Fisk, we're on the top of the seventh. A's up by a run, and that's no longer the case. Eric Plunk is taken out and out quickly. A 2-run shot for Carlton, his 7th of the year. White Sox up 5-4. They've got that lead until the bottom of the ninth. Jose Canseco with a shot to center. John Cangelosi on his horse, but he can't get it. Tony Phillips, who had reached base on an error, comes all the way in from first. Ian with a good relay, but no safe at the plate. We are tied at 5-5. Not to worry, Chi Sox fans. You load the bases in the 10th, and Cangelosi with a little sac fly off of Doug Bear. Reed Nichols tags at third. It may not be thrilling, but that's how Chicago wins the game. 6-5 over Oakland. They're 9 games under 500, and in the mild West, half games behind first place California. Back over to the National League as we continue. We'll take a look at the heroics today, and they were substantial today for the Phillies.
Plus, we will look at the long, tall figure at the helm of the Cubbies, Wrigley's new skipper. The Sportscenter continues. These tours as manager, general manager, and coach, but another managing job came along, and the stick took it. Mike Forrest looks at the challenge for Michael, bringing the Chicago Cubs back from the basement.
Gene Michael will readily admit he knows very little about the National League. Heck, he'll even admit he barely knows the players on his own team.
Well, it's a brand new league for me.
He's got to learn what he can about his new league and about his new team while trying to keep the Cubs out of the NL East cellar. In Philadelphia, Mike Forrest for ESPN.
Thank you, Mike. What Michael has learned thus far is that his team is in 5th place, 20.5 games out of first place, 13 games below 500, and he has learned that this was a team 2 years ago that won at the National League East. He has learned that success in sports is very fragile.
I'll ask the Phillies in their quest now to reach 500 and a bit of a measure of respectability. They closed out their stay in St. Louis today, and they did it with one swing of the bat of Juan Samuel, but it took a long time to get there. We're in the first inning, and Kevin Gross is touched up here by Kurt Ford, lining a rocket to right field. It bounced over the fence with a man aboard. Ozzie Smith comes in, and so it's a 1-0 St. Louis lead. In the second inning, back come the Phillies. They tie it. Ron Renicky dialing 8 and lashing it out off of Ray Burris. Ties the game at 1-1 for Renicky, his 3rd dinger of the year. The Phillies take the lead with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. John Russell, who has been hitting so very well lately, takes Burris to the gap in left center, way back. Samuel scores easily. Schmitty comes around. Here comes Mike. And Von Hayes scores, fills up 4-1. The Cards then take the lead, though, in their half of the 8th inning, keyed it in here by the blooper by Ford. Knocks it off of Don Carmen. Misplayed by Jeff Stone. Bounds over his head. Not even close. Tommy Herr comes in. St. Louis gets a couple of more, and then they get 7-4. The 3-run cushion for the Cards with the bases loaded in the 9th. First pitch to Juan Samuel, and forget about it. He might have a play. He might have a... No, he doesn't have a play. Todd Worrell's delivery is a grand slam into the netting. That's a homer. And so for Watson, well, that's right, Harry. Worrell can't believe it. The Phils win it by the count of 8-7, and they're starting to catch fire. And Bedrosian now the winner with a 5-3 record on the year. So